Kettlebells can build serious muscle, but only if you follow this exact formula. Forget what you've heard. They're not just for cardio or conditioning. This isn't random circuits or flashy flows. It's real hypertrophy and real strength training, plain and simple. I've coached thousands of people through this method, and when they follow it, it works every time. And this video breaks down the exact 4-step formula so you can start applying it today. Let's jump in. Number 1, focus on the big, bang for your buck exercises, aka compound exercises. These are going to be the exercises that are hitting multiple muscle groups and the largest muscle groups at once. The glutes, the hamstrings, the quads, back, arms, shoulders. More muscles working equals more tension. More tension equals more muscle growth. It's as simple as that. So we're talking deadlifts, swings, squats, lunges, cleans, presses, rows, and snatches. These are the foundation of any good kettlebell program, and you should be building your workout so that at least 70 to 75% of them are focused around these exercises, and maybe even more if you're really serious about building muscle and strength. These are also the exercises that allow us to push the most amount of weight, which is very important and leads into the next part. Number 2, challenge yourself and consistently challenge yourself with weights that are heavy for you, aka progressive overload. Now this is important and I need you to understand this. Notice how I didn't say that you have to go out and buy a 124 pound, 56 kilo for my non-Americans, kettlebell and start banging out some snatches and rows with it, because you don't. Weight is relative, so that means you don't have to lift the heaviest kettlebells in the world to gain strength and muscle. But what you do have to do is lift what is heavy for you and consistently challenge yourself with more weight or reps throughout your training. At the end of the day, if you're never increasing, you just aren't going to be putting enough stress on your body to build the muscle and strength. If you're doing 3 sets of 8 with the same 26-pound belt for 6 months straight, don't be surprised when your body looks exactly the same. You're not giving it any reason to adapt. Whether you're doing goblet squats, cleans, presses, rows, or any exercise really, you should always be asking yourself one of 2 questions. Can I do this with more weight? Or can I keep the weight the same and squeeze out one more clean rep? See, this is where I really need you to get honest with yourself and maybe get outside your comfort zone just a little, because in my 15 years of coaching, this is most people's biggest roadblock and the main reason they don't see the progress that they want. They sell themselves short and have way more in the tank than they think. So when you don't think you have another rep in the tank, try it. Just see what happens. And if you can't get it, that's okay. And when you aren't sure if you can go up in weight, just try it. See what happens. My favorite phrase to use with my clients and people on Project Bellplex is f around and find out. Because I'd rather you try it and not be able to do it than leave your workout wondering what would have happened if you did try it. Now, of course, there's a difference between doing this responsibly and irresponsibly like an idiot. Don't let your ego take over and do things you have no business trying. But in my years of training, I have found that 9 times out of 10, when people don't think they can do a set at the next weight up and I make them try it, they end up doing it. Now, if you need a simple little basic rule of thumb for this, if you can do an exercise for 4 straight sets of 10 to 12 reps, it might be time to try bumping up in weight. Go down to 6 to 8 reps and do that even if it's just for 1 set. And if you can't increase weight because you don't have anything heavier, then just try slowing your reps down to make it a little harder. Without controlled discomfort, there is no growth. Number 3, protein. Yeah, you knew this was gonna make its way into the formula. Look, you can do everything right in your training, but if you don't dial this in, it's going to be really hard to gain the muscle that you want. 0.8 to 1.0 grams of protein per pound of body weight is the goal every single day. So for me, I weigh about 180 pounds, so that's 150 to 180 grams a day. And look, I'll be honest, I'm not perfect with this 100% of the time, but I'm very consistent, and even my bad days are at about 120 to 130. And look, I need you to know this number and know what you're eating every day, not just guess it. Because I've had so many conversations with clients about needing to eat more protein because they want to gain muscle, and they tell me, no, I'm good on that part, I eat enough protein. And then I tell them to go measure it for a few days. They come back and they realize they've been eating maybe 60 grams a day. Look, I know this is difficult to do, but it's one of the biggest reasons people stall in their progress. Protein builds muscle. It repairs tissue so you feel better so you can continue to train harder. Because it's building muscle, you end up being more efficient at burning fat. And one of the sneaky benefits of protein that people don't realize is when you focus on eating a lot of it, you end up being fuller for longer periods of time. So you're not craving those midday or midnight snacks. And no, this isn't just throwing an extra egg in your breakfast or a little splash of egg whites. This is intentional. This is deliberate. It's a pain in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie to you. But once you get the hang of it, you're never going to go back because you're going to look and feel so much better. Now the fourth and final step to this formula is the most important one, and the one that, quite frankly, nobody wants to hear, and that's patience. I've got nothing fancy for you here. This is a long game, and I get it. You want results yesterday. So do I whenever I start anything new. You want to see bigger arms, stronger legs, you want the leaner look and get those abs to pop just a little bit. But if you try and rush this process, you're just gonna end up doing things that aren't really sustainable long term. The reality is, real muscle and real strength just take time. See, that's exactly why you hear me talk about enjoying your workouts all the time. Because if you don't enjoy the process at least a little bit, you're just not gonna stay consistent enough to see the changes that you actually want. And this doesn't mean it needs to be easy, it just means that it needs to be sustainable. Those are two very different things. And that's exactly why I train the way that I do. Because it's fun. It keeps me engaged, it keeps me wanting to show up, and keeps me wanting to get better. See, progress is probably going to be a little slower than you hoped. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But if you stick with it, with intention, with smart training, with the right mindset, and everything we talked about in this video, then you are going to look back in 6 months and genuinely not recognize yourself. Play the long game. It's the only game worth winning. Now look, I know we just went over a lot of information and it can be a little bit overwhelming. I don't want you to come out guns blazing trying to fix all 4 of these things tomorrow, because that's just gonna lead to burnout, especially if you haven't really been on top of any of them. So pick one that seems the most sustainable or doable and just focus on that for the next 14 days. And if you wanna see what happens when you do all 4 of them for 900 days, then check out this video right here. I'll see you there.